Okay, today we're going to talk about portfolios. One of your assignments in ACA is to create a learning portfolio that will be used as one of your assignments, and it counts for 100 points of your assignment grade. We want to be able to use this learning portfolio and eventually turn it into a career portfolio as you get ready to graduate and go looking for a job. A portfolio is a visual representation of your learning, your experience, your strengths, your abilities, and your skills. Think if you were creating an ad into a magazine. That's basically what your portfolio is. It shows a visual representation of who you are, what you know. There are basically two types of portfolios. The first one's a learning portfolio, which we're going to create in the ACA class, and then we're going to show you how to convert that into a career portfolio that will help you when you go out for your first job. A learning portfolio is basically a collection of your work that exhibits how you've done, progressed, and your achievements in one or more areas over time. And this is what we're going to create in the ACA class. There are several purposes for a learning portfolio. One, a collection of artifacts that demonstrates learning. This will be important as you go through your career here at James Spront and get ready to go get a job, that you can show what you've learned while you've been at school. The other thing is it's used for assessment, to assess student learning. And what you'll find interesting as you collect stuff in your first semester here, when you get ready to graduate, you can go back and see how much you've learned while you've been here at the school. So basically a portfolio tells a story. It's opinion backed by fact. It proves what you know with samples of your work. I tell people I'm from Missouri, the show me state. Show me. Instead of just tell me what you've done, show me what you've done. That's what a portfolio can do. To create your learning portfolio here in ACA 115, you're going to need some certain supplies. One is a 3-ring binder. I recommend a 2-inch or better, and this will help you as you collect more artifacts that you'll have enough room to do that. Sheet protectors, this is to protect anything you put in your portfolio from getting water damaged or getting fingerprints on it. High quality paper, at least use 20 to 24 pound bond paper. You need to tab your portfolio, and we'll talk about how it needs to be tabbed. And then optional could be photo sheet holders if you have some photos. If you have something, a CD that you want to put in there, you can get those type of holders also. This is how it needs to be tabbed. The first is you're going to have a cover page, and that'll have the name of the course, what your name is, the instructor's course name. When you do this, you can use your creativity. If you want to add pictures or color or whatever, feel free to do that. Now it's going to need to be tabbed. You're going to have one for goals, which you're going to put your long and short-term goals. As you go through the course, you're going to be asked to create 2 long-term and 2 short-term goals. Short-term goals are goals that can be accomplished in less than a year. Long-term or more than a year. You're also going to have to create an educational plan. So this will be another tab. And there you're going to put a career key and your educational plan, your 2-year plan for what classes you're going to be taking. The next one you're going to have is learning styles. And you're going to have 4 inventories that you'll put into there, and you'll get an information on a rubric that'll show which ones go into your portfolio. The next area that needs to be tabbed is sample coursework. Here you're going to have 4 samples of graded coursework you've done through this semester. It can be homework, a test, a paper you've written. Any of that can go into this area. Now we're going to talk about an employment or career portfolio. Basically, this is an interview tool used to answer questions and help you win the job. This is going to make you stand out with other applicants. Most people won't have a portfolio. If you think about the people you've known, how many of them had a portfolio when they went for a job interview? This, you'll be able to show the employer what you've learned and what you know. So, the portfolio you're going to create in ACA is used for a grade in ACA. Some programs require portfolios to get you a start. I know some of our computer information technology program and also our agribusiness and ag programs require it, as well as cosmetology. Then you'll be able to convert this portfolio into a career portfolio that can be used for a lifetime. You should be able to keep this forever, and you'll just take out some things. As you learn new things or get new certificates, you'll put that into your portfolio. So, a career portfolio is everything you want to record and keep related to your studies, work, and life. This allows you to be able to document anything you've done in your life, at school, or at work. A couple ways you can use a career portfolio is to seek admission to college or graduate school. If you're changing careers, this can be very important. A lot of skills you've learned in one career you can transfer to another. If you're going for a promotion, work reassignment, or annual review, you can go back through your portfolio and review what you've done, what certificates you got, your performance appraisals from the previous year, and you might be able to give this information to your supervisor to make sure you have a better annual review or get the promotion. One thing about planning a career in the new economy, you have to think of careers as portfolios of work. Most people are going to have at least 4 to 6 careers in their lifetime now. That's just the way work is set up. So you have to think yourself in terms of a portable skill set. If you have this portfolio, a lot of this information you can take from one career to another. If you can supervise somebody in one career, normally you can supervise them in another. If you train people in one career, usually you can train them in another field. So you have a lot of skills that you can transfer from one career to another. Another thing is you want to think of your portfolio as a way to market yourself. And your product is me incorporated. Just like we talked about doing a magazine ad, that's what your portfolio is. It helps market you to show that your best skills, your abilities, your education that you can show an employer so that you can stand out and get the job. The first thing is a portfolio is going to make you stand out from other candidates. It's very competitive now this time to go into different jobs. There's a whole lot of applicants applying. This allows you to stand out. It shows you're organized and you can demonstrate what you're telling the employer. It illustrates all your styles, abilities, and creative potential, and it supports what you can tell the employer. If you tell them you have a 3.65 GPA, you should have a copy of your transcript in there where you can pull it out and show them. If you want to tell them you've got a certain course, you'll be able to pull out your transcript and show them the course that you took so that they can see that you actually took it, not that you're just talking about it. There's different categories you could put in a career portfolio, and I'm just going to give you a sample of one you could use. This would be you retab your learning portfolio into a career portfolio. So what you might have is a tab for personal information, personal goals and job history, skills and attributes, education and training, testimonials, and recommendations. And we'll look at each of these categories. For personal information, what you might put in under this tab would be a birth certificate, any health records, a picture ID, Social Security card, driver's license, if non-citizen status papers, any survey test or assessment results that might be needed for a job. The reason you want to put some of this information in there is, like a birth certificate, you have to have this normally to get a job along with your Social Security card and probably a driver's license. Now, normally you carry your driver's license with you in your wallet or your purse, so at least you know where it's at. But anytime you go for employment, you know exactly where this information is located. The next category we're going to talk about is personal goals and history. Here you can describe your career goals and objectives. This is important because then an employer understands that you're in it for the long haul for this career. You're not just going to be there for 6 months and leave. So showing how you plan on growing in this career is very useful for the employer. It also helps to show that you have the good career direction and you're going to be in this career and you're going to maintain this career for a long time. There's several ways you can develop skills to show this. One is by student employment. You can work here at the college. Another way is volunteering. This is a great resource for gaining new skills that you can put on a resume or show in your portfolio. A lot of people don't realize, but unpaid volunteer work can be counted as a work in your resume or your portfolio. Student organizations and activities. Our Student Government Association, you learn how to plan activities. You learn leadership. These are all very important things to develop. Also, we have what we call co-ops and internships. At our school, we mainly have co-ops. This allows you to go work with an employer and get college credit for it. You check your program. Most of your programs that are associate and applied science allow you to work for so many hours at an employer's and get credit for a 3-credit-hour class. So you can check with your advisor on that. Under the tab Accomplishments and Job History, you want a chronological listing of your employment. If you've ever filled out an application, you try to think and when you did that job, usually you'll get it messed up. So having a chronological list of employment helps you to fill out applications. Any job-related accomplishments. What made you stand out on the job? You won Employee of the Quarter. You were the best producer for a shift. Anything like that can be very important to an employer. Include both paid and unpaid work experience. This includes volunteer work. And if you have any visual representations, which could be a picture, a DVD with a video or something on it, these are very important and really stand out to an employer. The other area might be skills and attributes. It's any special knowledge that's unique to a profession. Any skill that relates to a profession, especially now like computer skills. You want to show something to demonstrate that you have computer skills. Almost every position now requires that. Anything that shows that you worked in a team, you learn quickly, you're creative. All this would be very useful for an employer Teamwork is one of the main things most employers are looking for, so anything you can show that you worked as a team can be something that might get you the job. The other tab might be education and training. Here you want to include any course description, diplomas, and transcripts. Course descriptions are very important because many times you might forget what was involved in that course. With a course description, you can show an employer what you learned in that class. So if you took, example, Accounting 120, if you have the course description, you can tell them what was in part of that class, and they have a better understanding than just saying it's Accounting 120. Any workshops, seminars, or professional development activities you do. Here at the college, we have a lot of different workshops that come around that we see through the Small Business Center. A lot of these are free. You can get and put these certificates in your portfolio. Any learning through non-traditional methods, and this could be someplace you worked where they had professional development activities that you can show in your portfolio. Military training is another great resource. A lot of people that have been in the military get college credit for some of the courses they've taken, so this can be another to demonstrate what you've learned. And the last section is testimonials and recommendations. You want to put any awards or certificates of appreciation, any volunteer, community involvement. This could be something from a newspaper article. It could be a letter of thanks or appreciation from somebody that you worked with. And then any letters of reference or recommendation are very important also. Don't be afraid to ask somebody if you've done something. Ask them, can you put that in writing? We had a guy that worked at James Sprunt that actually that's what he would do. Somebody said, well, really, I thank you for doing what you did for me. And he'd say, can you put it in writing? And most of the time they would. So he had a documentation showing what he did for this individual. So I hope you enjoyed the portfolio presentation. It's worth your time to do the learning portfolio and then convert it to a career portfolio. It's going to make the difference between if you get the job or don't. Thanks.